Today we have the privilege of having two special guests with us. First, we have Gerardo Franco, who is the director of Microsoft's Director for Skills and Social Impact of Western Europe. And so today he will be speaking with us, kind of setting the stage around AI and the context, and also kind of our joint partnership approach. He's also joined by his colleague, Courtney Hodge, who's the Skills to Success Advisor at Microsoft. And then from the Founderz side, we have Teresa, and I'm going to try my best with the last name, Carvalho, who is the head of learning at Founderz. And she's going to speak with us on kind of Founderz' approach to AI education, but also give us a little bit of an insight and glimpse into the resource and the course that we've co-created together. So first we'll have Gerardo and then Teresa speak, and then I'll speak a little bit on kind of the YMCA approach, and we'll end the session with some tips for implementing and also a Q&A. So we request that everyone hold their questions until the end. So at that point, you can unmute yourself and ask them directly. Or if you feel more comfortable throughout the session, you can type your questions and put them in the chat, and then we'll also collect those and answer them at that time. Wonderful. Well, thank you all again for joining. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to Gerardo, and I'm going to pull up, he has a couple slides, and so I will just share my screen in just a second.
Thanks, Jessica. Hi, everyone. It's really nice to see you. I see some familiar faces. Very, very happy to see you again. It's always a pleasure to come talk to you. As you know, I'm very enthusiastic about AI, and it's no surprise. Yes, I work at Microsoft, but beyond that, I am just excited at these changing times. I think they're full of promise and opportunity, full also of fear and anxiety, and that's okay. Any big change comes with anxiety, and it's just something we have to deal with. But I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the AI opportunity, and I know I've discussed this with some of you before, but I think it's just very important to set the stage and say that technology, for technology's sake, counts for nothing, right? What matters most is how it feels to people and how it impacts society. And you, as the YMCA movement, you understand this because you work with people. Everything you do is about building trust, right? And I think what we're trying to do at Microsoft is precisely that, build trust and make sure that we are all going along on this journey of this now new industrial revolution that is being powered by AI. And as you know, AI right now, I mean, 2 years ago, it was a gadget. Today, it's making its way through basically every job, every school, everywhere, because it's a pervasive technology or a general purpose technology. And I think I've mentioned this before. It's really going to change the way we do everything, and it's everywhere, and it will be everywhere. And I think the skills that we need to use AI, some are skills that we already have and that we need to double down on, which are like critical thinking and creative thinking and social empathy. And then there's other skills, more technical, that we need to develop to make the best use of AI, a responsible use of AI that fully leverages this technology for our benefit and the benefit of our beneficiaries. So again, just if you look at the slide, it's not just about innovation, right? It's about inclusion, it's about empowerment, and it's about impact. And I was very happy last month in Brussels when I spoke to some of you and I said, listen, I don't need to remind you who you are, but perhaps I should. The YMCA has always, always been a pioneer in community transformation. I mean, this dates back over 100 years, nearly 150 years when YMCA was innovating in so many ways and still is to this day. And this is a real opportunity for you as community leaders to take that torch again and continue to innovate in benefit of your community. Jessica, can we move on to the next slide? So again, why the YMCA? And this is what I was referring to. I mean, you guys are innovators, and not just in inventing some of the most popular sports of our time, but also in inventing ways of organizational leadership at the community level, English as a second language classes, working with UNICEF on, passport to skills and, digital equity initiatives. That is YMCA. And if we all share those values between YMCA, Founders, and Microsoft to make sure that we're empowering every person and every organization on the planet and make sure no one is being left behind. This is a really rare opportunity to come together and bring that into this skilling initiative on AI for YMCA staff and volunteers. Next slide, please. So, what is it to you, right? Why does it matter to you to use AI? Listen, I am sure that you've already dabbled in AI, and if you haven't, you're probably thinking, why should I? And it's really because it can help deliver more impact. When you take away some of the, time-consuming tasks or ingrateful tasks, as we say in my home country, from your daily job, you can really have more time and space to be in touch with your community and to personalize outreach to really have that impact you want to have. My mother is a teacher. I saw this firsthand growing up. A teacher's job is about 60% admin, right? And really the 40 or 30% left is the time, the quality time they have with their students. People that work with communities, it can be the same, especially in the context of scarce resources, scarce time, scarce money. We need to spend so much time chasing those grants, making those programmatic activities work for our communities. And this is where AI can come in. It can help save time. It can help streamline reporting. And ultimately, what AI can do, and this is something that we don't discuss enough, it can bridge that digital divide. You may think it's the newest technology, so it can only increase the gap between those that use digital tools and those that don't. And in reality, because AI, generative AI, works as a unnatural language, it's a tool that basically understands what we do and what we say. I mean, we work at Microsoft, so we use Copilot. You can use any tool, but Copilot on my phone, I can click on the microphone, a little, to speak to it and speak in natural language, and it will reply to me with what I need to know. Having this ease of access, having technology at your fingertips really helps bridge that digital divide for those that maybe don't know how to go on, I don't know, an online catalog for a library or whatever it may be, and just having that companion at hand to discuss with in natural language can be huge. Next, please. So we will discuss these later, but and we discussed this already, but there's some very practical applications of AI for community leaders such as yourself. And here I just put three examples, and I'm not going to read them. I just want you to keep that in mind once you start having a prompting culture with AI. You can really do many, many incredible things with it, from producing summaries, notes, creative thinking to creating stories, posts, helping you even have a discussion on how best to guide your programmatic activities, asking the AI tool, whatever it may be, Copilot or otherwise, listen, Copilot, what questions should I be asking you to help your response make work better for me? And as soon as you understand that, you can have a conversation and refine it, and it will really help on many, many things. Next slide, please. Of course, I mentioned this in the beginning, and it's we're not shying away from the topic of ethics and responsible AI. I mean, there's a lot in the press. There's a lot from people discussing, well, are there ethical pitfalls to AI? For sure, there's AI is not perfect like any technology. There are risks of bias, of misinformation, inequality. But that is also why we are reaching out to stakeholders such as the YMCA, because you keep us as I mean a company, but also a society honest on what AI as a technological tool should be doing for our community. It needs to keep in mind, we need to keep training AI and making sure that we are fighting those biases, that we're making AI available to everyone, and that we're teaching everyone to use AI responsibly. You all know in the beginning, students were using AI to like copy, to do their homework, basically, right? Nowadays, there's so many different ways that we can use AI with students to help them understand that they have a role to play as guardians of the truth as well. Imagine, for example, that you ask your students, if you were a teacher, to write a paper about, I don't know, the Queen Elizabeth II and the history, her life's history. You know they're going to go and use AI tools. So instead of prohibiting that, you can ask them, hey, how about you go to different AI tools and ChatGPT, Copilot, whatever it may be, and ask them the same question, compare notes, see if there's any discrepancies in the report that it pulls out for you, and then go and compare and fact check the AI to make sure that you get the history right. So students, we've done this in the past, and students really remember that because they're being empowered to interpret history, to analyze what the AI tool is giving them. And I can assure you, they remember that lesson way more than they would just a normal lesson on Queen Elizabeth II's life. So all these things are really amazing, and they bring ethics right back into the lens of why we're using AI. And I hope you consider this as well. Next slide, please. So this is where I sign off, but not before telling you that this may seem like a daunting task. You don't have to be an AI expert. Not today, not tomorrow. What you need to do is just start slow and shed a bit of that anxiety just by doing one thing, going prompt to doing a prompt a day, understanding, talking to it. And the one thing you can really start today is to take the course. It is super user friendly. It is beautiful. I know Teresa will talk about it in a second. And it is a labor of love, and it is a labor of keeping in mind what the YMCA movement really needs. So please just do that and reflect on how this can help you in your daily life. And let's just keep working together. And you can reach out anytime. I know I've made it, plainly clear that I am on call for whatever you need, and that will continue to be the case. And I just want to thank you everyone for being present, and thank you Marius and Jessica and the entire YMCA Europe team for having me and for going on this partnership with me. And of course, Founderz, our loyal partner who we are, working across the board with them. So thanks everyone for this.
Thank you so much, Gerardo. And I love what you're kind of saying about the, taking the first steps with it. And as you said, it's about learning, it's going to be a new skill set that we all need to be able to incorporate it into our workflows, but then also to be able to support young people and our communities, bridging intergenerational gaps around it as we kind of start looking around the corner of what's next. So with that, I'm going to pass over the floor to Teresa, and she is going to explain a little bit more. YMCA, we love triangles, so we've definitely created a nice little triangle here between Microsoft, Founderz, and the YMCA. And so Teresa is, all about the learning aspect of it and the beautiful platform that we can all join and be able to upskill ourselves on. So go ahead, Teresa.
Hello, everyone. Well, as Jessica said, I'm Teresa. I'm the head of learning at Founderz. First of all, it's very humbling to have my part after Gerardo, because he made such a wonderful speech. Thank you for your words. So at Founderz, we're very excited about this collaboration with both YMCA and Microsoft, as we believe it is crucial to join the AI wave as soon as possible for every sector, industry, and organization. Just to tell you a little bit about my role specifically as head of learning, I ensure our educational content is up to standard, and we keep it as fresh as possible and updated as possible, while making sure we meet deadlines. We work in an asynchronous team, and it's hard to keep that team working smoothly. But let me tell you that AI definitely plays a pivotal role in that. So very quickly, I have many things to share. In my case, I'm going to share them. So you're going to have to tell me if you see what I'm sharing, okay? So I want to share with you a presentation about Founderz. So can you see the presentations? You could just confirm.
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. Okay, so Founderz, we are a training partner. We're a Microsoft training partner. Okay, we believe in democratizing learning. Okay, so we created this platform that is very collaborative. Okay, but at the same time personalized, and the idea is to offer quality content, but that is accessible to everyone and also scalable. Okay, so we were founded in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic, so that's why our team is very asynchronous. And right now we have more than 200,000 students across 20 countries within our platform. Okay, so our mission, as I said, is to empower millions of people. Okay, so the idea is for everyone to get access to excellent quality content on AI. Our vision is redefining digital learning. Okay, and you'll see with our platform that we have very high goals. Our values were driven by innovation, creativity, but also we're driven by responsibility. As Gerardo was saying, we're very keen on keeping AI a responsible journey for everyone. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about that further ahead. So we're very proud of our partnership with Microsoft. Here you can see that these are some posts that they've shared about us. So hopefully they're also proud. This is something that you're going to see when I do the demo on the platform. Within our platform, we have AI agents. Okay, they're called the Founderz Fellows. They have their names, they have their own personalities, and they have their own, like skills. So Daniel is very keen on answering questions on content. Anita about emotional management. So they have their own personalities, as I said, and they analyze over 10,000 interactions per day. So we're just we're here, we're using AI to facilitate our work. This is the name of our co-CEOs, and in case you have any questions for them, you can contact them. My email too, so my email is exactly the same as just Teresa at Founderz. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing this. I want to share with you our web page. Okay, so I'm going to ask you again if you see what I see. Okay, so do you see our web page?
Yes, we're seeing it.
Thank you, because I only have one screen, so I cannot make sure if you're seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, so this is our webpage. You can hop on and you can see some news. These are our co-founders, Pau and Anna. We're also sponsors of a female football team here in Barcelona, and you can get more news on us here. This is our team. Okay, here I am. We're a small team, but we have very high goals. So within our page, you can get information about our courses. We have a course on responsible AI leadership. As I said, we're very keen on this. And also, you can learn a little bit about our instructors. Okay. Sorry, they speak. And also, just to show you a little bit more the experience, I'm going to share with you the platform too. Okay, and I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, so once again, if you could confirm that you're seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, so you see the platform, right?
Yes, we see it.
Perfect. Okay, so this is the platform. Actually, let me do something because I want it to be in English. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is our platform. As you can see, it's very user-friendly. You can check your progress here, your classes viewed, your assignments done. Okay, this is the course. This is the YMCA course in collaboration with Founderz and Microsoft. And you can see here that you get your lessons, you get how long each class and each lesson lasts. You have an open challenge, you have an activity to do. You have your instructors here, Marina from YMCA, have Jessica, you have Gerardo, and from Microsoft, and Marius from YMCA. In here, you can see the lessons, as I said, and you can see the activities. For now, there's no activity posted, but hopefully there's going to be more movement after this webinar and people start signing up. You can see the webinars that we have. Also, we have loads of events that you can take part in, masterclasses, meetups, and you have a campus that you can use. I don't want to get in, but you can speak to each other. This is what, as I said, our intention is for this to be a collaborative experience for everyone. So once you sign in and you go to this campus, you can speak to other students, you can exchange ideas, and also you have your fellow, as I said. Okay, so my fellow is David. And you can ask David anything. So for example, I'm going to show you an example. Hopefully he'll collaborate with me. Hello, can you summarize, this class for me? Okay, so you can use this agent to help you, get the main points, to help you get the right information, and as you can see, he provides an answer based on this class. He has access to the class, so this you can use this for your studying, for even to ask questions about things that you didn't quite understand. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna stop sharing also this. So this course also, as Gerardo mentioned, he mentioned some use cases that are very important for YMCA. So you're going to see that during the course. So the speakers, the instructors from YMCA, they worked on that. So you have not only how AI can help anyone, any company, any organization, you also have specific use cases that can resonate to you. Okay, so just to finish, I'm going to share with you the landing page. Okay, so this is a landing page that we've done. You can sign in here and you get immediate access to the platform and to the course. You have an onboarding. I would like to show you the onboarding, but if I sign in, I'll go straight to the platform myself. But you'll see in the onboarding, you get to choose the fellow you want, based on their criteria. You provide information that can be useful, but it's all optional. In here, you can see what you will learn. In here, you have a trailer that you can watch once you access to this landing page. You can see the syllabus, the instructors. Okay, so you also, at the end of this course, can redeem a Microsoft badge. Okay, that you can export and share to your LinkedIn. And you can see also, as I said, your instructors. I believe this course is other level. Okay, so you can use the information and the teachings here to help you and to help your teams to organize things correctly, to prepare webinars, to prepare classes, to prepare engagement meetings, everything you need. And as Gerardo said, and said very well, the idea of AI is not to take away the human part. No, it's actually the opposite. It's to give you more time to be more human, to give you more time to engage with people instead of wasting your time in doing what you call more administrative work. You get to engage, you get to be with people, you get to be more human. So here at Founderz, we're very happy with this collaboration. So this is from my side. This is all. But if you have any questions at the end, I'm happy to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Teresa, and also for sharing the course and giving that kind of quick glimpse into it. I think, as you were saying, the really cool thing about partnering with Founderz is that they bring in that cutting edge knowledge around AI and are able to kind of supplement that. But I think what's really unique about the course and the resource that we've created is, as you know, there's many different courses out there that everyone can be taking. But with Microsoft and Founderz, we've now had that opportunity to already start tailoring it to our context in the YMCA setting. And so that's why you see some of the instructors from the organization. And the idea there is just to also start to have it resonate, give some more examples about how it can be incorporated into your workflow and also your YMCAs. So thank you so much for that. And we'll definitely can answer some more questions at the end. But I guess maybe before we start wrapping up, I just also want to speak a little bit about YMCA's kind of vision on this, and also kind of why we've decided to partner and why we're offering this resource and looking to support YMCA's in the journey of using AI, adopting AI, and eventually helping their communities and young people. So I think many of you should know, and if you don't, YMCA Europe, we've started about 3 years ago, kind of our journey on digitalization and helping YMCAs, digitalize internally, but also start offering digital programming to young people and to their communities. So we've done that through various initiatives, and actually right now we have digital hubs established all around Europe, and 20 plus countries that are offering digital programming to young people to be able to educate and upskill themselves, but also come together and connect with one another, doing different gaming or digital or arts and crafts, through computers and whatnot. So we feel that this is a really positive step forward, as this is going to be a really crucial skills for all young people, is to have digital literacy, to start bridging that divide, as we know that there are still many places in Europe where young people maybe don't even have access to a device or stable internet. And so by coming to the YMCA, they can receive that. But then also that it can be a little bit scary going out into the world and trying to upskill yourself. Like, what resource is good? How do I get through this online course? And the YMCA can offer some guidance there about how to tailor their course for each young person's, personal ambition, giving them the resources. And this Founderz course is another resource, and it's specifically tailored for the staff and volunteers of your YMCAs. So we really hope that this is the first step in our journey with specifically around AI, and transforming also our digital centers to be able to not only make them more efficient by using AI in our workforce, our workflows, but also to use AI to start bridging the gaps between generations, but also for young people, helping them navigate, because this is going to be an inevitable transition. As Gerardo was saying before, this is now going to be part of the skill sets that all young people need to have, is how to use AI, how to critically think, how to question it, use it ethically, but how to use it as a creative tool. It's going to be now like typing or reading, doing math. It's going to be one of those key skills. So we're hoping that our YMCAs can be a leading center in that. And given that we're really at the start of this journey in society, we know it's only going to become more important. And there's not a lot of actors in this space right now. And so YMCA has that opportunity to be kind of that first mover advantage, and to kind of be there, being the experts in your community, supporting that uptake, and kind of being that question. And, there is some anxiety around it. So the YMCA can be that place where maybe those anxieties get shared, and support and resources. So that's our overall kind of YMCA vision, and YMCA Europe's part in it is we're just looking at how can we support YMCAs in adopting AI, but also digital initiatives and programming, and how can we, find resources that are quality and vet them and get them out to you, and just be whatever resource and support that we can be. So this is in the area of AI. This is kind of our first step towards supporting all of you and uptaking it. So I guess maybe to pause there, I'll share some screens, because we'll end a little bit with some tips for supporting the implementation. And I'll invite Teresa and Gerardo to also come in with some of their tips and tricks and ideas with it. And then we'll end with a Q&A.
And Jessica, may I just add, you said it's a first step, but it's a big step. And it's a bold step. And I think now is the time to be bold. And the YMCA has always been bold.
Thank you. As you said, it echoes our roots to be bold and to be innovators and first movers. And that's what we're all kind of encouraging you here today. And you've all made that step, as Gerardo said, that big step to start that innovation process and to upskill yourself. So I guess that leads into my tip number one. which is tips for supporting the implementation, is upskill yourself with the course. So I think most people have probably already started to dabble with AI, whatever platform, Copilot, ChatGPT, Gemini, also maybe some integrated AIs popping up into the different platforms of digital services that you're using. But this course offers you that opportunity to maybe refine some of those AI skills. So kind of how do you set up an effective prompt to really, start that conversation with your AI and kind of get the most out of it. It also, some of the course kind of gives you those application uses. So could you do it in application writing? Or I think one of the ones that I loved from the course was, you can have AI on your phone and you can take a picture of a plant. So if you're, maybe with some young people out doing a hike and doing maybe some environmental or nature programming, you'd be able to figure out what species the tree is or the plant is in real time and be able to give some educational information, which can only enhance learning. So there's a lot of those great little tips and tricks about different ways that you can apply it. But we also have in the course about responsible use of AI. So already starting to kind of think about how can we create a culture around using AI in a good way and teaching young people and our colleagues about that. So I would really recommend to kind of go upskill yourself, and it's a great opportunity. You can get a badge as well to kind of add to your professional portfolio and development. The second tip would be just start using AI in your workflow. I think Gerardo said, start small. It can be overwhelming, but try one prompt a day or pick one task that you would like to automate. My first task that I kind of automated was emails. So, hey, this is my rough thought. Can you help me write something up that sounds nice and professional? And I was able to go back and forth. So that's something that really helps me, as writing emails was always kind of a tricky task for myself, or a task that I found daunting. But then I would also say, once you start using AI, actually a little fun fact from the course is that, it takes about 11 weeks to kind of retrain our brains into using AI from kind of a keyword search, what we're used to with Googling, to more this designing and kind of envisioning our end results. And then how do we use AI to help us get to that end vision? So I would say just start small, and you'll notice over time how much your skills are growing and how much more you can start applying it into different ways. The third tip will be to start a conversation with your team. I think we also know that there's some anxieties and some fears around AI and with any new technology that comes into our life. So make sure that you're speaking with your community on that. Make sure that you're speaking with your colleagues about that. And maybe if there's some questions that are coming up, or if you need inspiration on how to apply it, you can get some good conversation for that. So I know recently I had a conversation with one of my colleagues about how she's using AI, and she started using it for analyzing some reports and so data, and it was helping her pull out kind of key information. And I hadn't used AI and putting in my Excel sheet into AI and having it do that. So that was a new skill that I learned, and that was through this collaboration and speaking with my team. And the final tip to kind of support your implementation and skilling of AI is to facilitate and encourage the skilling of your colleagues. And I think many of you here on the webinar are in leadership positions within your YMCA, or your volunteer leader, or your staff, or your director of your YMCA, where you have the opportunity, maybe you could start to incorporate this into your new hire process. So kind of that onboarding where you're doing some training and making skills. It's a really accessible course. It doesn't take all that time. I even watched some of the videos when I was cooking in the evening and getting that information. So it's something that can be very flexible. It also, maybe if you are in that leadership position, maybe you do some training every year with your staff and volunteer leaders to upskill them. You could include this now as an upskilling opportunity for your staff. So maybe you could think about certain incentives that you could put in, or to help them make it through this, or it could be kind of a fun competition that you have among yourselves of who can finish the course fastest. And so I want you to know that YMCA Europe, if you're looking at implementing this into any of your training programs or upskilling your staff, if you need some advice on how to do it, or maybe some resource or support, know that you can reach out to myself and my colleagues, and we can set up a meeting or whatever, kind of answer questions through emails that you might have. Great. And maybe I'll invite Gerardo and Teresa to see if they have any other kind of tips kind of in approaching implementing AI, one for yourself upskilling, or also kind of in your teams, or encouraging other colleagues to use it.
Yeah, just a couple things. I think for me, before I go on to my tip, usually I would say if you have any questions, come to me, ask me, my door's open. If you're doing the course and you have any questions, ask your fellow, your Founderz fellow. And honestly, I mean, I see Teresa as like, smiling. I've been just blown away by the capacity of Founderz fellows to not just answer a question about the course, but to actually, show empathy and answer questions about whatever you may be thinking, whether it's on the course or not. So ask the question to the fellow, and then if you still have questions, of course, you can come to us. But just try that out. And I think my tip for what I use AI, I use it every day. But one thing that I think is really useful for is to creating either newsletters or social media posts that are adapted to the audience I'm trying to reach. And I've discussed this before in other fora, but basically when you prompt, and you learn this on the course, prompting, there's a prompting culture and know-how, and it's not just do this, it's hey, Copilot, ChatGPT, whatever it may be. Listen, I am or you are a, you know, community volunteer in a small town in rural whatever, and you're trying to create a program for, or you want to write a newsletter about your programs, so and so, for an audience of parents or teachers. Help me draft it in 3 paragraphs. Make sure it's engaging. Make sure that I'm, touching these certain numbers. And that level of specificity will get you a very qualitative result. And I think it will help you also understand how the AI is working and possibly even allow you to input and be like, that's not exactly what I had in mind. This is what I had in mind. And it's kind of like having a sounding board. And listen, there's people in this world, consultants, that make millions being that sounding board to us or to any company. So know that you have that power in your fingertips to have that personal consultant to help you in your daily tasks. That is my one tip. Use it for newsletters, communications, social media, and think about the tone, the person, the context, and the output, what you really want from that.
Thank you, Gerardo. It's funny you were talking about the fellow, and I checked, and it was still providing an answer, so I could still be sharing my screen, and you'd see he was still providing an answer to what the class was about, doing a recap. I think my first tip would be start. Okay, start exploring, start using, as Gerardo said, any generative AI. So it can be ChatGPT, can be Copilot. Start using it. The good thing about this new technology is that you can use your natural language, which you couldn't do with a tool like Google before. You don't need to type specific keywords. You can ask a question as you would ask a person, okay, and it will provide you a cohesive, comprehensible answer. Okay, I use it as Jessica said, I use it a lot for emails to, proofread my tone, proofread the message when I'm uncertain of how to convey a message. But also, and I think this is my second and my most important tip, be mindful, be responsible, especially if you're a leader that is going to introduce AI to your team, that is going to, for example, try and engage them to watch this course, is that AI, as any other thing, comes with its limitations, and you're here to be able to separate what's good, what's useful, what isn't. Okay, AI can hallucinate, and I think we should be honest about that. So it is important that you're familiar with the topic, and that you double check, double proof the information. Okay, of course, if it's as simple as a translation, not necessarily, but when it's important information, you should. Okay, and also, and don't want to go a lot over it, because I don't want to seem like a promotion, so I'll just share it on the chat, is that we at Founderz developed, in collaboration with Microsoft, a toolkit on responsible AI. Okay, so with tips on how to use AI responsibly. As anything, it comes with advantages and disadvantages. It can unleash unlimited power. You are going to be faster, more nimble, better, but you need to learn how to use it correctly for you and for the people you're engaging with this course or any course. And also, my third and I believe last tip is training. Training is constant, continuous learning is the key. So whether it is this course or any other course, training is important. And we had this mentality, I think, in the past of, oh, I did my studies, I finished my training, my university, any studies, and you think this is it. But that's not how the world works now. So continuous training, continuous upskilling is important. So thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. And thank you for popping that link to the Responsible AI kit. That is also linked in the course, and there's kind of a whole module that will go through that and also offer that as a resource. So know that that's also supported. So thank you. And thank you so much for your tips. So I guess now we'll maybe go into the Q&A, if that's okay. So feel free, if you're in the webinar and you would like to open up your microphone and ask directly, we're happy to answer questions, or even start a discussion. We might not know the answer, and we might be here in a community working through some of the queries that we have with AI. But I guess firstly, I did see in the chat that there was a question about where to find the landing page, and if it was for free and everything like that. So already, we just quickly popped in there the link to the landing page, and it's completely free, 100% free, accessible to all. It can also be obviously it's more tailored for the YMCA, so it's meant for YMCA staff, your young volunteers. Maybe you have volunteers that are running some of your programming that this could help them with. Feel free to kind of share that with your colleagues wide and far. And also, if there's just anyone else that you think would be interested and you think it would be relevant for them, feel free to also share it. We will make sure to follow up after this webinar with all of you to make sure that you also get this link by email. And of course, if you have any questions about that. So just wanted to make that very clear. It's for free. Please go log on and start taking that course. Great. So yeah, I'll now just open up the floor. Feel free just to go ahead and start speaking, or raise your hand, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Can I just say, we are looking forward to hearing from you. Is this working? Is this useful to me? How have I used it? And this will all help us make things better and improve, what we can offer nonprofits, community work, etc. So you are really ambassadors of the work. So by any means necessary, you can, provide feedback and voice your opinions. I think we're very open about, both the good and the bad and the ugly, and hopefully the beautiful as well. So just don't be shy and share anything you want with us, okay?
Go ahead, Marius.
I don't have a question. I have a few words for a bit more clarification. And I would say, of course, in the course, you will have also, and you will find some, let's say, general kind of information. But in some of the chapters there, we tried to personalize it, like previously you've heard from Jessica, Teresa, and Gerardo, to personalize something quite specifically for the YMCA. So have a look. Go inside, see what fits for you. Maybe it's not 100% for you, but 99.9% it is. Okay. Just give it a chance. Then what I want also to mention is that we see the, let me call it, the promotion of this course and the opportunity in 2 stages. And in our understanding, the first stage is addressed for you, people being part of this call, which you are staff, leaders, volunteers in your YMCAs. Why is that? It has a logic behind it. Because we can, of course, launch the platform for everybody, for the public. But we thought it would be very useful that you, people delivering activities, will understand first the platform, you will understand better the AI, the use, the benefits, and so on. And after that, you will be able to deliver that for the final beneficiaries, for the people that you are working with.
Thank you. Yeah, and I think that's really important to highlight is that we can't serve our communities unless we also have the skills ourselves. So I think first step is to make sure that we ourselves as staff and volunteer and leaders of the YMCAs have this knowledge. And then once we feel comfortable that we can, go out into those communities and the young people that we work with to assist them and help them on their journey as well. And then I would also just maybe before wrapping up, if no one else has any questions, it's also to echo what Gerardo said, is that if you do have feedback on the course, or maybe there's something missing, or maybe you would like more information on a certain topic, or whatever it may be, your feedback, please let us know. We're kind of starting our journey with this. As Mario said, this is kind of phase 1 that we're doing, and it's in a way a kind of a promo phase with it. So we're just starting out. We're going to be launching it and really sharing more and more about the platform later on, but we're also hoping that we can get your feedback on it once you've taken it and see if there's anything that's missing that we can go back in and, perhaps complement or continue to improve. So we invite you for that, and we're really looking forward to hearing more about how you interact with the course and if it's useful for you. Great. Teresa, did you want to say something?
No, I was just going to say thank you. Thank you everyone for your time. And if you have any questions, well, just if you have any questions on the course or anything, feel free to, instead of using our CEO's emails, or their email box is probably busier than mine. So if you have any questions about the course, the content, the platform, just go ahead. I'm sure, as I said, I'm sure the fellow is going to be even better than me, whoever you choose. But, if you have any questions post the webinar, I'm happy to answer too. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up here. If I don't see any other last quick hands. But I just want to thank everyone for joining and taking this first step in either your upskilling journey or helping your colleagues upskill. And I really want to say a big thank you to Gerardo and Teresa, especially at Microsoft and Founderz, and for partnering with us and coming together and seeing the potential in the YMCA and our shared values with this, that we all have, that we want to do well in our community and making sure that our communities and young people are well prepared. And so thank you so much for your time here to share, and also your enthusiasm. It's definitely infectious. You've infected me with it. And so we're really looking forward to continue working and spreading this information and making sure that everyone's supported. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.